Hi guys, Archie is here. So today's video is about the Hittites, one of the worst culture to pick in the ancient era. I watched many reviews from different people and they rate the Hittites very low. It's like D tier or even F tier, like a failure. But I think the Hittites are very underrated, and here's the reason. So usually people are gonna compare the Mycenaean with the Hittites. The Mycenaean is S tier, no doubt. So people are like, why should you go for the Hittites when you can go for the Mycenaeans? Because the unit trait give 25 experience on unit when you create a unit on city or outpost. 25 experience it will give the unit 1 veteran star and is equal to +1 combat strength that the Hittite unit trait give your unit. And also the Cyclopean fortress is very overpowered. But here's the thing, the Hittites, you don't have to recruit. So this is a big difference. For the unit trait of the Mycenaeans to work, you have to recruit the unit. But for the Hittites, you don't have to. Which means when you go to the ancient era, the Hittites is the strongest. It has the strongest unit, even though it's just a scout, but your scout has +1 combat strength and is stronger than all your opponent. And the same for the emblematic district, the Cyclopean fortress you have to build it. It takes time, it takes a few turns to build. While the Owari, you don't have to. So I think that is the main theme for the Hittites. Like when you pick the Hittite, you get stronger immediately. You don't have to build your emblematic district, so that you have less thing to worry about. You don't have to recruit your unit, so you can focus on something else. By the way, this emblematic unit is strong, but it's very hard to get. It's required 1 horse and 1 copper. I don't think you ever get to this until turn 35, turn 40. But the Mycenaeans, on the other hand, the Humankind is strong, so I get that. It's even stronger than the Gigir during the first turn. But again, you have to recruit us. You have to do the technology research, and then you can recruit us. But so because the Mycenaean is S tier, so everyone gonna pick it. So when people get to like 5 population or 10 knowledge, or even do the hunting, they gonna pick the Mycenaean. So let's assume that the Mycenaeans always have 5 tribe, 5 scout at the start. And usually what people do, and even the AI, is that they send the scout to do exploration and they don't stack them. But when it comes to the Hittites, so I think the right strategy to play the Hittites is that you spend more time in the Neolithic era to do hunting or collecting food so that you gain a lot more population. And from my experience, perhaps from 12 to 14 is enough, and then you can go to the next era. And you can know for sure like nobody gonna pick the Hittites, so it's very easy to do so. And then once you get to the ancient era, all your tribes gonna turn into the scout. And when you have like 14 scout spreading on the map, you can invade your neighbor like very quickly. That's what I'm gonna show you in the playthrough. I don't think the Hittite is S tier. It can be A tier. And the only reason to put the Hittite in the really low tier is that because it's just really hard to play. It's very tricky and sometimes situational, conditional as well. So that's the only reason I can see that make this coaches a bad coaches. Otherwise, I think it's very balanced, it's very well designed. You will see in the playthrough that the Owari, if it has some bonuses, it's gonna be overpowered. Because this go really well with the ideology. So if you go to your society on the third row from the top, if you shift your ideology toward the left, I think it's the liberty. If you shift your society into liberty, it's gonna give you influence on each of your emblematic district. And that's worked very well with the Hittite because you got it right away when you build the outpost. You don't have to build your emblematic district. And one of the first civic that gonna shift your ideology toward liberty is also give you +1 combat strength. So 2 civic that I usually go with when I play the Hittite is the natural right that gives you influence, and then the one that gives you +1 combat strength. It shift your society toward liberty, give you more influence, and overall your unit got +2 combat strength right out of the bat. When I play with the AI, even with the Humankind difficulty, I outnumber the AI with a combat strength of like 15 is equal to them, even though they got the bonuses from the difficulty. With the amount of like 12 scout, they couldn't stand against my army. So which means like if you play with other players, they don't have a chance against your Hittite army. They can be a warrior. That's the fastest unit that they can get that is strong enough. The warrior has like 19 combat strength, but with the scout and you play the Hittite, the scout gonna have +1 and then +1 is +2, so it's gonna have like 15 combat strength at least. And if you keep fighting with that scout, it's gonna have veteran star, and it's gonna be like 16 or 17, and you just keep rolling from there. So before showing you guys the playthrough, I just want to show you real quick on how good it is when I play the Hittites against the Humankind difficulty AIs. It's turn 41, and so far I got 4 CD, 2 from this guy from the Nubians, and 1 from the neutral. And that's gave me a lot of influence and money. So when I took over the Nubians capital cities, is so good. It's gave me a lot of money and industry already. Everything is already built for us. One thing that I don't like is that they just build a lot of maker quarters, which make the stabilities really low. But one way we can get the stability back is to have more luxury resources. Anyway, and I was also leading on the fame ranking. I was ahead of all the AIs, and as you know, like playing on the Humankind difficulties, they always ahead of us. So the ping picked the Harappan, and there's a Mycenaean, there's Olmec and Babylonians. But so far, playing the Hittite give me the first rank at the end of the Ancient Era, and it's only turned 41. I was able to get 3 stars from the militaries, 3 agrarian star, 2 from the scientists, 2 from the merchant, 2 from the builder star, and 1 aesthete star. By the way, I picked this astronomy +1 science per population on city or outpost because I have a feeling I'm gonna have a good amount of population, and I need science so that I can research the reinforcement. So keep this in mind. Always pick this when you play the Hittites. So back to this. It's only give +1 combat strength, and the Owari doesn't give any bonuses. So the game doesn't tell you that you can get a lot of money and influence and even build a star out of war. You can get a lot of money and you can get a lot of buildings already built for you when you win the war. So you have to keep that in mind when you decided to go with the Hittite or not. One of the reasons why the Hittite is rated very low is that people don't see the potential of winning a war against an enemy. I can see that's a legit reason, because you can be spawned in a map with no neighbors around, so it's very hard for you to conquer anyone. But in this case, I was able to gang off on this guy, and as you can see, he's already lost the game. So just want to show you one more thing before we go to the playthrough. This is turn 48, so 7 turns later, I picked the Huns for the classical era, and it's only 7 turns. I just took over this guy, the Olmec, and make him become my vassal. Only 7 turns. That's how crazy it is. And it's already got 3 stars in the classical era. It's only turned 48. So, and you know the Huns, even though it's nerfed after a few patches, but I think going with the Hittite and then going with the Hun, that's the best strategy for the Hittites. When you play the Hittites, you get +1 combat strain, and when you pick the Hun, you got +2 combat strain for the cavalry. So that's your 100 horror is very strong. It's already strong, but now it's way stronger. And you can keep multiply this army and take over the whole continent for yourself. Overall, this is a really good start for the Hittite. So hope you guys enjoy. This is the Hittite at its peak performance. Okay, so this is the end of turn 7, and on turn 8 we're gonna have 5 tribes, which means we can go to the next era. I see that we're next to a neighbor. That's a good side to go for the Hittite. So expecting a lot of combat in this video. Not gonna show them all because some of them are very repetitive, especially with the hunting. So just like this one, when you fight a mammoth, you only need 2 tribes. stay on the high ground, and the mammoth keep attacking you, and you can kill it very easily and gain 1 extra army. So I have a population of 7 right now, and I think I'm gonna go for more. Looking at the lane, it doesn't give me a good sign that this is a game for either Joes or Phoenicians. It doesn't have any good adjacencies that we can go with the Nubian or the Egyptian, and the luxury resources is also scattered around. So yeah, definitely I would try to go for the Hittite this game. And so this would be a lot of micromanagement even during the Neolithic era, because it's very important. Every move gonna decide whether we're gonna have a good start or not. So I'm spreading out, attacking the deer so that I can gain extra food and influence. I want to collect every single food sources that I can get. So there's a lot of sanctuary, there's mammals, so I know we can get at least a population of 12. The Knife Food 17 industry, I think that's the best one that I've seen so far in this game. So I'm gonna send this guy to the sanctuary. I'm gonna send this guy to the north. And this tree, there's an event, and usually the event is giving us 1 extra army. So I'm gonna split up the army. This guy low on health, so I send them to pick up the curiosity. We pick up another new guy. And again, we only need an army of 2 to find a mammal. So I'm gonna send this guy this way to pick up curiosity as well. And then I'm gonna find a mammal. So I'm gonna settle down 1 camp right here. It's the Knife Food 17 industry. I think I'm gonna take the 20 food and 6 industry as well. So again, we see the red right now, and it's gonna be our target. So the Harappan, the Olmec, and the Mycenaeans are picked. Okay, more layer, more curiosity. We need to get at least 10 science curiosity anyway to get the legacy trait. And I would recommend not doing any auto explorations. When you do the auto explore, it's very easy to miss the sanctuary. So this guy only needs 5 more food to gain an extra army. I see a deer right there, so that can be a good source for the 5 food. Keep picking up science, curiosity. This army just ransacked the sanctuary and got an extra one. At this point, I don't think I need to spread my army anymore, and actually it's better to have them together now. We may be attacked by the AI. Okay, but in this case, I'm gonna split up 1 guy to ransack the lair, and I'm gonna send the other 2 to attack the mammal. And then the bear attack us. We just gonna defend. We have an army of 3, so it's very easy. So it's turn 13, and we got 13 tribes. I think I'm gonna keep going because there's more and more sanctuary and food curiosities. There's no sign of it stopping. Okay, we got enough science, and the legacy trait that we should go for again is the astronomy, +1 science per population on CDO outpost, because we need to get to the reinforcement technology as soon as we can. So the food and the industry is not as important as these. Okay, it's the end of turn 13, and we got 15 tribe. Yeah, I don't think the AI keep up with us on the number of army on the field, but I think I will keep going. I see that this 2 guy had 10 food, and this 1 guy had 10, so combine them all together, I got an extra 1. And then I'm gonna split up again so that I can find the deer. And when you do the splitting up and transfer, you have to remember to do the ransack action again because it will cancel. I think I'm gonna combine these 2 together. It's time to stack our army. So this army has 5 food and this guy has 10, it's 15. So if we combine them together, and then if we find the deer, we're gonna have enough food for an extra guy. So there's a lot of river. I'm just gonna stay right here and defend. And there we go, we can kill the deer easily, and this guy have 1 veteran star. So the next round, if we combine these 2 army together, we're gonna get an extra unit. I'm gonna build the outpost right here. So usually the 3rd outpost you put on the territory even next to the one that you have in the ancient era is gonna cost more than 60. So building outposts in the Neolithic era actually cheaper. So let's look at this guy, 15 combat strength compared to 10, so we shouldn't attack him, even though he's low on health. Okay, so I'm sending this tree to attack the mammoth. it turned 15 and we have 19 tribe, 19 unit. And after this memo, we're gonna have 20. So I think this is the time when we should go to the next era, because there's no point to stay in this era anymore. Yeah, there's less and less sanctuary and animal for us to hunt, so I'm gonna pick the Hittite on turn 15. Okay, so once we get to the ancient era, we can see all the AI, and I can see that the red attack us. That's actually good because give us Grievance, which can increase our war support, and if we win the fight, we can get extra war support right away, and we need the war support to declare war with them. So for the technology tree, the first thing we're gonna do is to go straight to organized warfare so that we can get the reinforcement. For the city, I think I'm gonna attach the territory and then do research on pottery workshop. Okay, let's settle this battle. I don't know like why he attack us. We have an army of 2 and he only have 1. So I'm gonna just flanking him. He's gonna take our camp, but again, we're gonna send one guy behind him so that we can get extra combat strength and easily win the fight. Okay, so the red keeps sending one scout to confront us, and that's actually very good for us. So we just keep killing his army one by one. So we're gonna send this guy over here. Okay, so he stands right there. Alright, so he has the high ground, so we need to go up there. Okay, so he going down to attack the other guy because he needs to take his camp back, but it's actually good for us. Okay, so we send this army of 4 to attack on this guy, and it seems like it's happened that he's in his city, so it's a little bit harder. So let's see, I'm gonna send these 2 to take over the camp. I'm gonna send this guy that stay next to him, and I'm gonna send this guy here. And I don't think I'm gonna attack because when they inside the fortification, it's pretty strong. But we take a camp, but so he has to fight back, otherwise he's gonna lose the battle. And once we inside the fortification, we can attack. There you go. So it's like we keep peeling off his army one by one. For the civics, we go with +1 combat strength, and it's gonna shift our society toward liberty, which give us 2 extra influence on each emblematic district. And as you notice, like our outpost is a emblematic district, so it's actually give us some extra influence. So we low on health, which means we need to either go back home or settle. I think I'm gonna build an outpost right next to him. We can have our army regaining health. It's gonna take a lot of turn to finish organized warfare. So we either need to pick up more curiosity or put more guy onto the science. So it keeps sending one guy to defend their city because he's afraid of us. And then we keep hanging around their territory and attacking them. We need to find more curiosity though. So this combat gonna be the same as the other one. So I'm not gonna show it. I'm gonna send this army to do the ransacking because I don't want them to expand their territory. And by doing that, we can also put pressure on them. There's 2 ways that they can deal with it. One way is to sign a non-aggressive treaty with us, and the second way is to just sending a dude to fight. Okay, yeah, you see, like she want to sign the non-aggressive pact with us, and we don't refuse. We're not gonna accept. We're just gonna counter. And she just give us more money, and that's a lot of money, so we cannot ransack them anymore. We need to declare war to do that. I'm not going to do it right now because we don't have the technology, the organized warfare technology yet. So I'm gonna just keep organize my army. I have enough influence to build an outpost, so I think I'm gonna do it somewhere in this territory. So right there. Okay, so we can force them to sign more treaty with us so that if she refuses, we can gain more war support, and if she accepts, we can have some benefit. I'm gonna recruit some warrior because I think in the end we're gonna need them, and we only need a few. It takes 3 turns to recruit a warrior anyway, so I'm gonna send one guy to the Sign Quadrant. 5 more turns and we have the organized warfare, which means we can attack this guy in 5 turns. So we're gonna send our army to go picking up curiosity while waiting. Oh, so this is good. So when you pick the curiosity, sometimes you got a free warrior. Okay, we're gonna stand just right here. I'm gonna go and pick up the curiosity and see like how many army that they have. And I'm gonna send this army to pick up the free city. So this is turn 29 and there's one more turn before we can attack them. So timing is very important. We're gonna declare war as soon as we got the organized warfare technology, and we keep recruiting warrior. So we don't need to put our people onto Sion anymore because it's only one turn left to get the organized warfare technology. So once we pick up the new city from other players, even the neutral, we get the cultural blessing civic. And we go with multiculturalism so that we get more influence on our city. We want to disband one guy so that there's one guy in the city. I think I'm just gonna wait here, and then the next turn we're ready to declare war and fight them. Next technology we do is calendar. It's only take 2 turns so that we can build artisan quarter. Sending this guy to pick up curiosity. The warrior pick up the curiosity on the way, and then we can declare war and attack Kerma. So this is our first big battle. To fight a battle in the city, you have to either have the siege engine, or you have to have more army than them, or if you have a ranged army, that's even better. In this case, I don't have any ranged army, and I don't want to build a siege engine because it takes too long. So I'm just gonna try climb the fortification and attacking into the city. It's actually not bad because there's only 4 guys in the city, so that we can send some of our army and go into the city. Once we go inside, we don't have the penalty anymore. So this guy is low on health. I'm actually gonna send him back. I'm gonna send this guy over here. And I'm gonna send this guy over here. We need to get our guy into the city before attacking. We have to do it so that we lost none of our army. So I think the main strategy is to use the high health unit to attack and move the low health unit out, killing them one by one. So we're gonna end turn and go to the next turn. So back to this battle. There's only one guy left, so it's very easy for us to deal with. So that's the first city that we take over. I'm gonna use the money to insta heal this two, and then the rest can regen health. So when you see their armies running around one by one, you can send your army and chase them down. If they run away, they're gonna lose war support. So I think we're gonna take Nabata next. So I'm gonna send our army closer to the city, but still inside the territory that belong to us, so we can regain our health. And this city, there's less fortification tile, so it's actually easier. Okay, so send one right there. So we're gonna do the formation first before attacking. There's one guy outside, and so I think we're gonna attack this guy first. So let's do this. So this guy attack, this guy attack. There's one more over here. Yeah, we're gonna deploy all our unit. So this guy attack, this guy attack. So there's 2 more, 3 more. Okay. I'm gonna use the unit with high health to attack. So all of our unit will be on low health, but none of them will die in the battle. So yeah, it's actually very easy if the CD doesn't have a lot of fortification tile. Oh, I see. So he have one guy outside the combat, and when I took over the city, he can took it back. But I'm gonna just instant resolution fight him so that he cannot take the city back anymore. That's a good trick from the AI. Yeah, so from this, we're gonna win in 2 turns. I think it's done. So there we go. Their war support dropped to 0. We have 98. Our winner war score is 243. We only need 200 to make them our vassal. But I'm not gonna do that. I think I'm gonna take the city because we need more cities, because the city gives us more bonuses. I don't think making them our vassal right now is a good idea. What we gain out of that is just some luxury resources. So I think I'm gonna take the city. I'm gonna take Khmer, which is their capital, and I'm gonna take Nevada for sure. And also looking at the map, I think I'm gonna leave them that it's only 2 food and 4 industry production. It's like so bad. This is so bad. But I'm gonna keep the one that close to our capital. That one control marble and this one control two gemstone. So it's similar. Okay, so let's settle that. I'm gonna take Sagamasa instead of Dofida, and I'm gonna do forced surrender. And because we have 4 CD, our CD cap is only 2, so we got penalty on influence. We don't want that to happen. And to deal with the penalty on the influence, we can enact the civic that give us 1 CD cap. Okay, I'm setting up our army near the green borders. I think we can attack him next. And I picked the Hunt for the new era. Our playstyle is focused on battling more than a city building. So with the Huns now, and with the Hunt, you know that you can recruit the hunting horde using the outpost very quickly, right? So this is how we do it. We're gonna disband our scout so that the scout gonna become the population in the outpost, because we need the outpost to have 4 population to be able to recruit the hunting horde. So it costs 4 population and 71 influence. That's very cheap. So it's like you turn your scout into hunting horde right away. You don't need to recruit them. So I think it's fit the theme of playing the Hittite. So going from the Hittite to the Hun is very good. They are compatible cultures. The main theme is that you don't take time recruiting army. You can have them right away. And I think with the army of 4 hunting horde and some scout and some warriors, we can go to war with the green. So I'm gonna stop right here. When you get to the Huns, you can turn your scout into hunted horde and dominate your enemy very quickly and easily. So in this particular game, I would rate the Hittites S tier. Any cultures that give me more than 2500 fame at the end of the Ancient Era and wins again the AI, even in the Humankind difficulty, would deserve a S tier rank. So this is the ideal scenario. In other cases, when we don't have a neighbor nearby and we don't have a good start, I think I would rank them A tier in general, based on the current meta. So enjoy the rest of the video, and I see you guys in the next one.